Okay, I'm just gonna cut right to the chase here. Dear behind the meme.
Enough is enough!
I have had it with these motherfucking normies talking about my motherfucking memes.
The title isn't clickbait. Behind the meme did nothing wrong, and Implement and his haters are autistic. Now, since I know people are going to misunderstand the point of this video and what I say, I need to first make a few things clear. First of all, I don't like Behind the Meme's content. If you think this video is going to be a defense of his content, then you're in the wrong place. I'm making this video because he hasn't uploaded in a while, and despite not liking his content, I thought it was pretty unfair the hate he was getting for doing nothing wrong. And so of course, when I say haters, I of course mean these people, the people that mass dislike his videos, because that's what free thinkers do, I guess. As you can guess from the title, this video is mainly going to be talking about Implement's video on Behind the Meme, and I'll talk about the rest of them, but they all pretty much just repeat what Implement said, or in the case of OC Do Not Steal Bomberman edition here, it was just made as an advertisement for his video that was already doing very well. So, go figure. And also, despite these 17k dislikes, I haven't seen a single competent person talk about Implement's video in a negative light, apart from this video by that kid Douglas, but to call this competent would be, well, just here was pretty bad. So, since nobody else has done it, then I guess whatever, this is the definitive Behind the Meme rant response. So, to understand anything in Implement's and, of course, my video, you'll need to know what a normie, wait, how is this a word that actual people use? You'll need to know what a normie and an outsider is. Now, the problem with this is that Implement doesn't actually define these, or rather he defines them, but it's so poorly done that I don't think I can describe it in any other way than just showing you. So from what I've been able to see, a normie is anyone you don't like and an outsider is anyone you like. XD, just kidding. According to Implement's very own definition, remember this, they're the majority, they follow the mainstream, and they're generally around average intelligence, which, you know, however you decide to measure intelligence. And outsiders are, again, as he describes them, people who reject the mainstream and favour more niche and superior tastes. And also, you know, they're like innovating or whatever. And I see people praising this definition, calling it so amazing, and it's what I see most people who dislike Behind the Meme or who hate on him use to respond. But there are so many things wrong with this that I can't even count them with my fingers. So there's at least like one. Okay, so let's use these definitions against yourself. So the first two really go hand in hand and use very popular social media sites, so let's tick you off on both of those. But then the third and the fourth one you don't really fit into, so you're only half normie, I guess. And then if you look at the definitions of outsiders, then again you're only half outsider, so then are you half normie, half outsider? Or is that not a thing that happens? Or would you be more normie than you are outsider? And like, you joke about this a lot, that you're a normie, haha, XD, whatever, but you don't actually address it. So do you know and you just don't care your definition's retarded, or are you going to talk about it? And with this definition, then that means that anyone that uses very popular social media sites is then a normie. So then that means that he's a normie, and he's a normie, and he's a no way, hello, how did I get it? And what if someone doesn't like the mainstream media, but they have lots of friends and they're very socially outgoing people? Would you class them as outsiders? And what if someone liked the mainstream media, but they had mental disabilities and they weren't good at talking to people, so they had no friends? Would they be a normie then? That's not a very normal thing. And then he goes on to state that outsider media is superior to normie media, which is a thing he actually said, that one piece of media was superior to another piece of media, not even objectively, like subjectively. And the example he brings up is comic books used to be considered nerdy, but now comic book movies are like really popular. But the thing is, movies have pretty much always been a normie thing, so of course when you add in flashy colours and keep hinting that remakes and prequels and sequels will keep on being made, then more and more people are going to start watching them. So it has less to do with the fact that they're comic book characters, despite them being recognisable, playing a pretty big role, and more to do with the fact that movies are a visual medium, and when the visuals are very stimulating and exciting to watch, then of course people are going to watch them. And even at that, he's conflating popularity and quality, which I don't think I need to say why that's dumb, right? And the thing is, you could have just used r/9k's definition of robot and normal fag and it would have worked a lot better. I mean, they are both as autistic in practice, but at least one has a somewhat set definition instead of being amorphous. You'd think being an expert in meme culture, you'd know this. And how can you even call yourself an expert in meme culture with a straight face? There's no worse label I can think other than brony analyst. The only thing worse than a brony analyst is Lemon. Roll credits. Now, I skipped over quite a lot of Lemon's video because, as I said before, I don't like Behind the Memes content, and it was mostly just him criticizing Behind the Memes content with criticisms that I, for the most part, agreed with. But now here the video starts to get more and more irredeemably autistic and I have to chime in again. So now he starts calling Behind the Meme insecure because he responded to a post by this 4th channel guy.
Behind the Meme literally responds to a 4chan post. Like, how petty can you possibly fucking be? Do you honestly have to respond to every ounce of criticism you receive on the internet? Are you that fucking insecure? Zinzi?
And he says he's insecure because he responds to every single ounce of criticism he gets. But first of all, he's only made 2 videos that are around 5 minutes long talking about the criticism he gets, and let me tell you, he gets a lot more than that. And second of all, I don't see the problem with responding to criticism that you don't think is correct.
Are you that fucking insecure?
Zinzi is an attempt to get me to make a video on a meme that makes no sense and really doesn't exist, so I look like a fool and lose credibility.
Hey, Behind the Meme, here's a little bit of information that you may have missed because you weren't able to read it off of Know Your Meme. The people of 4chan hate and make fun of everybody, especially normies like you. Did you seriously expect them to welcome your bastardization of memes with open arms? Are you really that dense? Yes, there are people who will dislike you on the internet. It's an inevitability. Being upset at 4chan for being mean to you is like being mad at a bear for shitting in the woods. And the worst part is that everyone in the comments are supporting him. Way to go, Behind the Meme, you really showed them. Way to criticize a site that literally makes fun of itself. He complains about 4chan being elitist when it comes to memes.
You see, some people on the internet like to act like elitists when it comes to memes.
Well, of course they are. 4chan ain't good for much, but they churn out some fucking good memes.
And then he goes on to list these hilarious memes, but an expert in meme culture such as himself should know that for every one good meme 4funny creates, they create at least 100 bad memes. And I shouldn't even have to give an example, seeing as you're an expert in meme culture, trademark, but seeing as I'm such a nice person, how about the time when 4fun tried raiding someone's channel by posting the same dumb meme over and over again? But then, when it backfired and actually helped the guy's channel, they then freaked out autistically and said it was his fault because... Normie. I think that was a pretty dumb meme, don't you agree? But even if I were to entertain the thought that the majority of content posted on 4fun was funny, well then, they wouldn't be comparable to Michael Jordan of all things.
The people of 4chan live and breathe memetics. Look at the way they speak, the pictures they post. No other site on the internet is as adept at utilizing memetics as 4chan. So of course they're fucking elitist about memes. Just like how Michael Jordan is elitist about basketball. When you're that good at something, you deserve to be arrogant.
Unless you... Do you think that 4fam is one person?
Do we even know who is this 4chan?
Because the only way you could think that this is a good analogy is by thinking that 4fam is one person. Let me let you in on a little secret. 4fam is a website that anyone can post on with very loose rules that's been around for nearly as long as I've been alive. That is in no way comparable to a single person that has a basketball career. If you're going to compare it to anything, compare it to basketball as a whole. Because while there are some good players and there are some good posts, it's undeniable that the majority are bad at what they do, or are bad at what they try to do, or try way too hard to be good at what they try to do. Let's just try that whole using your own logic against you thing and rate for fun with the same ratings you gave for normie and outsider. Wow, it gets a 2 on the normie scale and a 0 on the outsider scale. It's almost as if you just call everything you like outsider media and everything you don't like normie media without actually thinking about what you're saying. And since YouTube's constantly changing their layout, then wouldn't that mean they're more innovative than for funny? Wow, it's almost as if YouTube, by your logic, is a more outsider site than for fun. It's almost as if you didn't actually think about what you were saying and thought of the first thing that popped into your mind. And as if you couldn't be any more ironic, you use Reddit 9000 as an example of an outsider board. Are you autist? And now, after the video is almost done, he starts to talk about the title of the video and how behind the meme is ruining memes and the memescape. So you're of course expecting, since he had such an amazing build-up, that he's gonna have irrefutable evidence of how behind the meme ruins memes, right? He shows 2 images from Google Trends. The problem with Lemon's comparison is that these aren't the same type of memes. This is Sparta is an exploitable phrase from a very popular movie, which can also be referenced into other things and was made really popular by YouTube Poop MV, and even started the entire trend of Spartan remixes. Of course it's going to stay around longer than a dumb running gag about a gorilla dying. But then when you compare it to another musical YouTube poop, or another exploitable phrase, or copy paste like Shrek is love, Shrek is life, then you can see, depending on where you set your arbitrary date of explosion, that they've lasted for around a year too, and these are both relatively new memes. Whatever, I'm done with Emplement's video. Now I'll move on to the comments by the intelligent, free-thinking outsiders TM. And now, since I know, again, people are going to misunderstand what I'm saying, just because this video centers around Emplemon, that doesn't mean that when I'm talking about the intelligent outsiders TM, that I'm necessarily saying that they're all Emplemon's fans, even though a lot of them very clearly are. Nor am I saying that Emplemon condones this type of behaviour, because it's pretty obvious that he doesn't. Now, let's see what the free-thinking hive mind has to say about behind the meme ruining memes.
I'm not a normie, I do play games, but I watch a lot of memes. I really hate behind the meme because he kills the memes. I used to defend behind the meme after I found out why he was getting hate. I immediately unshubbed. I used to love BTM, but I realized his content is just bad. Exactly. But I have a plan to destroy him. Hashtag nuke behind the meme.
He was a normie himself, and he tried to fit in with us by telling us what it means, even though he explains it with gifs. They die quick cause he explains memes to people who want to fit in, but they dry it up until it's not funny anymore. He got a shit ton of hate for this, and now he reviewed dead ones. It's a weird concept to understand, but you'll soon get it.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
This guy is so retarded, it's hilarious.
'Cause every night I will save your life, and every night I will be with you.
We need Justice like Bono behind the meme videos so he'll quit.
Octothomer, go kill yourself.
Look at your life.
Well, that was fun. Anyway, the most common argument I saw was that memes are jokes, and by explaining the meme, he's explaining the joke. Memes aren't jokes, and you're probably thinking, but I laugh at them, that means they're jokes. Something that people need to understand is that not everything you find funny is a joke. You may find the information of someone's cat dying on National Cat Day funny, but that doesn't make it a joke. But what exactly defines a joke, I hear you asking? Well, according to literally anyone in comedy ever, a joke has to have a startup and a punchline, or an expectation and a surprise. And I know that this is a very, very, very bare bones definition of a joke, and different jokes have different intricacies, but if you look at this basic structure, then you can see it from the most common of knock knock or why did the thing do the thing jokes to stand-up comedy routines by professional comedians. And if you look at the vast majority of memes behind the meme covers, then they're not actually jokes. And I'm not saying that every meme isn't a joke, I'm just saying that not every meme has to be a joke. The only other point I've seen towards him ruining memes is that he's exposing them to the normies. And let me just say, if you stop liking something because more people like it, that's your own fault and you're hipster, and you shouldn't pin the blame on other people. You hipster. Oh no, I'm using the argument everyone hates for some reason or whatever. If you don't like something, you don't have to watch it. And I know this argument doesn't hold weight if someone's doing something illegal like reaction videos, or if someone's just watching some more of someone's content because they want to criticize it. But this is pointless, and this isn't criticism. This is just mass disliking someone's video because you have a petty vendetta against them because they talked about a meme you liked and now you can't like it for some reason because, normie, why not? Especially when you guys keep on talking about how it's for kids. So if it's for kids, why do you bother watching it and criticizing it up to the standards of something that is for adults? Why do you bother watching something that you know you will hate and then you get angry when you start to hate it? You have no one to blame but yourself, and you say I'm using the that for kids argument because kids are dumb. And something I find just hilarious is that most of these people, I'm guessing, are iDubbbz fans, and yet they completely forget the time when iDubbbz was calling out the people that were gathering around to see the death of the Fine Brothers channel.
I think the most interesting thing to come out of this Fine fiasco are the channels and videos that are now dedicated to counting down the death of a channel. Which is, it's kind of a scary thing. Seems like people are getting pretty excited about it.
Except what the Fine Brothers did was actually stupid, and they were trying to copyright the word react. But what Behind the Meme is doing is just talking about memes. I don't want to be like, it's the internet, you don't have to care.
This is just the internet, and you need to calm down. Like, calm down, bro, it's just the internet. We're over the internet. It's the internet!
But they're just memes. And I realise that him not using proper research and him copy-pasting from Wikipedia, I know your meme is an issue, but going around saying that he's ruining memes instead of actually explaining the problems with his channel isn't the way to go about doing it, because you know that he's just ignoring the comments because he just grouped them all together in you gay, you dumb, kill yourself. So, final thoughts. I of course don't hate Lemon. In fact, I enjoy his other videos, but this was the first video I saw of him and I couldn't even finish it the first time I saw it because it was so atrocious. And the only reason I decided to come back and make a commentary on it and watch his other videos was because I thought it was unfair how Behind the Meme seemingly left YouTube without anyone really defending him, and I wanted some context behind Lemon's channel, and I just happened to find out that his other videos were actually pretty good. I don't know if anyone remembers, but a while ago there was a video where this one kid wearing a t-shirt that said blocks, 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 blocks was saying, "It's a meme, you dip," and everyone was talking about how cringy the kid was, but I think the person recording was just as, if not more cringy, and Lemon was somehow both of these kids in his video.
Shit. Do you not know the popular culture of the internet?
I've been a part of your communities and forums for years. I am one of you.
If you knew internet culture, you would know that every meme comes from 4chan. I'm a beatard. I know a lot about.
I know what beatard means.
And the same goes for every intelligent outsider TM. And to Behind the Meme, if you see this video and you've watched up to this point, because I'll probably be tweeting it out to you and Lemon, then keep doing what you're doing. Because if you're able to piss off this many people just by making videos about memes on the internet, then you're doing something right. And if you instead choose to change your content for the better, then I fully support you in your endeavours too. Or if you decide to completely stop using YouTube, then hey, I know a certain someone, me, who wouldn't mind having a 700,000 subscriber channel on the back burners. But if you're going to take away anything, absolutely anything from this video, just know Right, internet historians the best. Okay, bye.